How you doing this
Hey, hey,
evening?
hey, hey. Thank y'all for waiting. Everybody good? Awesome. So tonight's win, fifth home opener victory since I've been here. That's something to celebrate. Although we had a choppy effect to this game, we still have to applaud ourselves for going out there and giving our best effort and coming away with the win. Some things that I did not like in the game was our level of execution on the offensive end. You know, we're still trying to figure some things out. When you have the type of talent that we do, sometimes the ball can stick, and sometimes people can take it upon themselves to get into their bag at the wrong moments. We have to learn how to trust the offense and trust the ball movement and trust the fact that it will come back to you. I also don't like the fact that we were out rebounded. Flair Fair had 20 rebounds by herself. You know, we have to do a better job of boxing out because if it's going to be a battle of the boards, then the other team is going to have a great chance of being victorious at the end of the day. And if we want to assure ourselves of good, solid wins at home and on the road, then we must continue with the mantra of defending, rebounding, and getting out and running. It has to be a one and done type situation. Far too many turnovers for my liking as well too. But when you're playing a team like Morgan State, they're very scrappy. They're going to get after you. They're going to get up under you. They're going to speed you up, whether it's in the full court or in the half court. And they did a great job of that. We were on go mode, which is good, but we were going too fast too soon, and that allowed us to have too many unforced turnovers, which gave them plenty of opportunity to stay in the game. I think they had five more possessions within the game than we did. We didn't hit our free throws at the rate of efficiency that I'm used to, but a lot of good things can show when you win a game that is kind of ugly and kind of choppy, and you can still be victorious. We can still celebrate that too, but we have some more work to do before we face Bowie State.
Coach, you talked about the choppiness of the game after the way you guys played at SMU. Is that just kind of the ebbs and flows of a team that maybe is still trying to find itself with so many pieces?
Most definitely, and I'm glad that we didn't have this type of showing at SMU, or it would have been a different result coming off of the road. The SMU game was a game where, when you're playing a Power Four opponent, it really will lock you in and it will bring you together as a team. We want to bottle that up because no matter who we face, we have to have that same type of integrity attached to everything that we're doing so that we can win more games, regardless of who our opponent is.
The three newcomers, it's going to take a while for these guys to figure out their roles and all that.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't if you completely buy in. You have to be 10 toes into the standard within the program. You have to embrace the fact that trust is going to be an intricate part of your success and the team's success. And I want us to realize that sooner rather than later because if individuals still try to resist that, then we're going to have these choppy games that are being played, and it's not always going to go in our favor. So that's something that we're definitely going to have a lot of healthy conversations about because we have to remedy that.
It's a sample size of 3 games so far, but how are you? Is it where you want to be? Are you a little behind? And where are you all at?
We are where I want us to be in defensively, but offensively, I want us to be a little bit further along. I want to see the ball go through the basket a lot more. And the reason why we're not seeing it at that rate of efficiency that I would like for us to is because of our execution. We're just not getting the ball reversals. We're not getting the continuity within our offensive sets for us to see the play through its in its totality. For us to really see the ball get to where it's supposed to be, and now we can expose some of the weaknesses within our opponent's defense.
Harry's talking about the 10 new faces,
Mhm.
but are you are you set for lineups, or are you still trying to interchange and see what works?
Still trying to interchange and see what's what. We could have a different lineup every game, and we're going to keep going at it until we find the algorithm that is good for us in this moment that we're in our season.
When we chatted last week, you talked about the ball sticking, the
Mhm.
ball state.
Yeah.
That was a concern of yours. You mentioned tonight we saw that again. How do you get that to start flowing?
It's about practice, and it's about reps, and it's about reps whether it's in film or reps in action in practice. We have to continue to just drill it, because if we don't buy into the identity that we know that we have created for this program, then it's going to be an uphill journey for us. We've got to have players that are willing to celebrate each other more so than themselves. We have to have a group of players that are going to be unselfish and trusting, knowing that if I make this next pass, it's going to come back to me, maybe the next play, or maybe within that play. We have to condition these heavy hitting, high powered offensive players that we have to understand that you don't have to do it by yourself. And when you take it upon yourself to try to create for the team, that means you're eliminating good coaching. And if you can lean on the understanding of the coaching staff and all the time we spend with scouting, then now that will make the game even easier and the experience more enjoyable for the players and for the fans alike.
Another thing you mentioned was wanting to go deep into the bench.
Hmm.
Tonight, played 10 players, more than 10 minutes apiece.
Hmm.
What's that going to do for the squad, going forward into the season?
It's going to help us tremendously. I know I'm being very critical right now of my program and my players, but they pay me the big bucks to find solutions. And I can't sit here and sugarcoat situations. I'm going to always be honest with my players and let them know that I'm not pleased. Yes, this group of things that we're doing is good, but I'm greedy. I want more. And I want more for various reasons. I want more for them to feel better and more successful and more comfortable in this environment. And I want more for us so that we can move forward and be the team that I know that we are destined to be. We built a championship caliber team, and it's not going to be one player that wins for us. So we're going deep in our rotations so that India Buford doesn't have to play 30 something minutes a game. And now she's fresher and healthier when we get to conference play. So if everyone can really just hone in on that and buy into the philosophy that I have established on the offensive and defensive end within the minutes that they're playing, and they just free themselves of trying to do for self, then this thing will work and it will look very good, and everyone will be happy with the product that we put out on display.
Michaela Brown seems to be putting up kind of some consistency over the last couple of games. Is she kind of working her way up into one of those goals where you talk about
She
might
most
be more?
definitely is, and I have to really sing her praises, because if anyone's doing it the right way and doing it with the spirit and the spunk and the communication that I'm looking for, it's her. And now she's reaping the benefits of it. She's in the right places. She's executing the play. She's doing what I'm asking her to do, and now she's reaping full benefit of that trust. If I can have more individuals that are willing to do that, then they will see that this thing is actually pretty easy, and I don't have to work as hard as I have been for the opportunities that I am getting.
Kelsey, Samar, y'all want to chat
Oh, come on, y'all. One on each side. Let me get this one.
For both players, how is it playing for ODU? How's your experience been so far?
Mar first.
It's been great. It's been a learning process. Just taking it day by day and just trying to better myself each and every day.
Howard, oh, sorry, go ahead and answer. Yeah.
Excuse my voice. For me, I already been in this conference. I think it's just my game is translating to simpler and more pro like. So it's just a mental thing with me, because I think and I think the coaches say my physical strength is already there. I think that's why they recruited me here. So for me, it's just becoming a pro player in this system.
Mhm.
How are you both handling 10 players right now, 10 new faces? Is it a slight adjustment? Is coaches like they should, you all should be adjusting now or something to that effect? How are you all handling?
I mean, for me, again, coming in this conference and just loving the game of basketball, depth is a good thing. Depth is not a terrible thing. And I spent my freshman and sophomore year playing 30-minute plus, and that's banging on my body going into my junior year. So definitely it's good for me. And going into March, if you ever pay attention, it's always the bench that show up in March to help you win games. So this is a good feeling for me and comfortable.
So, what's 10 players? How are you adjusting?
Each and every day, practice as well as games and everything. The time that we do spend with each other, I just say that we're here for each other and we're just trying to make what happen. As well as I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'll come off the bench. So me coming off the bench is just me looking at the floor and see what's needed, and me coming in doing my part. I say it just takes, and that's why we need bench players. So.
Just for anyone or all of y'all, you held them to under 32% shooting from the floor and under 20% from 3.
Mm-hmm.
1, how do you do that? And then 2, how does it feel?
I mean, personally, yeah, it looks good, but I feel like we could have did better. And knowing Coach the expectation, it's could have been lesser. I feel like we could have did better in our control. I'm not going to speak on another team, so we can control more defensively, so it can be lesser than that.
Is it difficult to get to get used to new teammates? I mean, this is a new system, new teammates for both of you. How difficult is that?
Well, me coming from JUCO, I knew that I was going to have to be accustomed to this system as well as new players around me, as well as trying to build a team to win a championship.
It's a hard thing to do. I mean, it's 10 new players in 2 different years. I got 2 years left, and the 4 returners, all them have 1 year left. Snacks maybe 2. So it's just different for everybody. You got people who gonna be here for 4 years trying to build a relationship. For people that's knowing it's gonna be temporary. I know, for instance, with the freshmen, I only got 2 years with them. Some people only got 1. Some of my teammates, I got a few months. So this is difficult, hard, but you just gotta open yourself into it and realize like you only got a certain amount of time with certain people. So.
And that's one of the main things that we've been trying to have conversations about. The transfer portal is something that they fought for as the student athletic body, and they were granted that through the NCAA ruling. And now the repercussions are there's turnover that can happen like a wildfire. So while you reap the benefits of being able to leave a program and go and find another home, you are introducing yourself to a whole lot of newness. And that type of change can be difficult and challenging. And now that a lot of them are in it, it kind of hits you head on like, whoa, what is this? And it can almost take your experience from being something very exciting to being something that now requires a different type of work. And it takes a lot of selflessness that has to come with that. And if you don't take that inventory and that assessment of that, you will miss out on opportunities that when you can really look around you and say, we have a badass team. Now, what am I going to do to maximize this moment? Am I just going to sit here and make it customizable for me and say, well, I went in the portal or I chose this school for whatever reason, so now I need to reap the benefits for me? Or am I going to look around and say, well, you know what? It's not about me. It's actually about this amazing institution of higher learning that we get to suit up for every night. So what can I give to this with it being able to give something to me in return? That's what this thing is about, and that's what the student athlete experience is about, especially for the ones that have bounced around and you go from the JUCO ranks to a new team. You're going to be met with newness, but the challenge within all of this change is how quickly can you get self out of it and put team in front of it, and now you can have a winning formula.
But you have a lot of talent on this team, don't
you? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And some are scared. A lot of coaches debate, do I go and get talent or do I go and get players that are kind of like Build-A-Bears? They may not have all the skill sets, but man, we can kind of put the pieces together and customize it. But in this nature of the game, you don't have time to customize a lot because a player you work on for this entire year, they could be gone on another team at the end of the year. So you have to be able to have the hard-hitting, open, honest, transparent conversations with your player to let them know You playing like shit. You need to get out your head. Or you're actually doing a great job. You know what? Keep up the good work. You got to have those type of conversations because we only have a limited amount of time with one another. What they do affects even my livelihood. How I handle them affects their experience. So why not move forward in all of that with truth and honesty? And I think that we bred them in a way to where they can take that and understand that it's not to demean them or demoralize them, but it's to get us to find a way to solution faster.
I just have one other thought. Does it seem like, and I hope I'm not asking too much, or am I being too demanding for them to grow up faster?
No, not at all. Because when they get into the real world, it's really bigger than basketball for me. Everyone that comes here, they know if you want to be a pro, then I'm the woman to help you. And if you want to be a pro, then it can't be you coming in trying to change me. I've been there, done that, and I know the people that you need to know. So it's probably best that you hold on to every word that I'm saying, whether it's me tweaking your character, whether it's me enhancing your voice, or whether it's me taking your game apart to build it back up to match exactly what I know the scouts will look for, as well as what will work for you in this environment. But the ones that will have problems with me or feel irritated by me are the ones that are resisting that and their goals have changed, but they weren't woman enough to tell me that in the process. So if you're going to play for ODU, you know that you're coming to play for a program that has a rich history. You're going to come and play for a coach that has high standards and expectations. You're going to come here and you're going to learn this game from top to bottom, inside and out, on the defensive end and the offensive end. You're going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged to bring forth the best focus that you have, the best effort that you have, and the best skills within you night in and night out.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
y'all.
Thank you.